Although a lesser-known player, this would be an absolute robbery for the Cavs, as this free agent has been catching the eye of a lot of fans, analysts, and organizations, and would be a great fit for the Cavaliers to fill in some desperate depth needs at the forward and the big man position. As the Cavs season ended early, it really seems like they're starting to scout free agents, and a lot of fans and a lot of the media is starting to get their eye caught on specific free agents, and that's what we're covering here today. One free agent that would be a robbery if the Cavs can manage to acquire him. I'm Matt Blaney with Cavs Digest. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you celebrate Memorial Day, I hope everyone had a great Memorial Day, or is currently having a great Memorial Day whenever you're seeing this. But yeah, there's a big free agent that a lot of teams are catching interest in, not just the Cavs. The Cavs are obviously who we're covering, but you should hit the subscribe button so you can get all things Cavs, of course, because we are covering literally everything. There's so many videos coming out right now. You're going to get all the free agency details from us as quick and as reliable and as efficient as possible, because we do not miss a thing, and we make sure you guys all see it, and opinions, facts, and everything. But as I was saying, there is a free agent that goes by the name of Guerschon Yabusele. Ershon or Gershon, one of the two, and he is a hot free agent right now. A lot of teams are starting to talk about how, and a lot of fans are starting to talk about how they would love to sign this guy if the deal comes right. And I believe it would be a huge steal for the Cavs. And for those who may not have heard of him, let me show you something that might remind you guys who this guy is, in a sense, because he was originally on a team for a couple years, took a break, played in Madrid, and then got to play for France in the Olympics. And then after plays like this and the phenomenal performances that he had in the Olympics, he got signed to the 76ers last year and had a solid season. That's what we're here to talk about. What kind of season did he have and what kind of value can he bring to the Cavs? He had 11 points, 5.6 rebounds, 2 assists on only 1 turnover, shooting 38% from 3 on just under 4 attempts from 3. So he's a pretty solid shooter. 50 and 38% is great. He's 6'8", 29, and he is very athletic. He has a lot of pros and a lot of cons. That's what we're here to break down, is what kind of value would he bring to the Cavaliers. So, of course, my biggest thing is physicality and athleticism that I love from Mr. Yabusele. You can kind of see it. Here is going to be a quick 1-minute highlight reel of the plays that he can make. That is a steal. This is a phenomenal game he had against the Spurs. A steal and all the way down to the break. The good floor spacing there to fill in the empty need. Just a good take, quick Euro step. And this is, again, this is an 11-point score. This is a guy, 11 points for a guy that you could possibly give for 5 to 8 mil. We'll continue talking about that. I mean, this is just an overall great player. Like, he's a small forward, power forward, and when you need the depth, especially if you remember in Game 2 of the NBA playoffs, Pacers versus Cavs, they were missing DeAndre Hunter, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley. When guys like Mobley and Hunter cannot play or are not playing great, this is the exact player you want to see in the game. You want to see this guy come in and just dominate the court. Like, he's a super athletic monster. He reads this is a phenomenal pass by him. He's a good passer. He's just an overall great ball player. And that's what the Cavs need at the forward position. Someone who can back up Mobley. And that's the biggest thing, is this guy's best defense comes from his post defense, which will really, really help to replace Mobley when Mobley needs to sit out because he has to play so many minutes because we don't have that depth at that position. I love this guy. I think would be a huge robbery if the Cavs can manage to acquire him. And again, if when Strus had performances like he did in this year's playoffs, and DeAndre Hunter goes out, you need that small forward. You can't rely on Isaac Okoro to do that anymore. Yabusele is an absolute beast. This is a huge player for the Cavs. You just saw the 1-minute highlight reel. We saw what he did against USA in the gold medal game, and what he did in that whole Olympic run. He's a phenomenal player. And it's starting to really, really pick up that he could be a hot free agent for a lot of people. This is what Clutch Points Jed said. He said, had a wing in mind that the Cavs could add this offseason to bolster their playoff rotation. He suggested that the Cavaliers should pursue Guerschon Yabusele, who parlayed his impressive Olympics run last summer into another NBA contract with the Philadelphia 76ers this past season. Now he's an unrestricted free agent in search of a long-term non-minimum deal. So he's not, of course, not going to pay him a minimum, and you're going to probably pay him for a couple years at least. And that's fine. Yes, because the Cavs' second apron contract issues are a little bit of a struggle to work and sign new guys. But thankfully, this guy is not somebody that's going to ask for 10 mil. He might ask for an increased role and he might ask for some money. He's also talked about his loyalty to Madrid and how that apparently there is a chance that he goes back there. But as of right now, he proved himself as a great NBA player. I'll show you the stats again. I mean, this is a clear, great bench piece and even a valuable starter when you look at how many, 11 points per game, 6 rebounds, 2 assists on 1 turnover. This is a great ball player. And this is a guy that I saw the Timberwolves. A lot of people are making articles about this and who he could go to. The Timberwolves, Suns, Lakers, and now the Cavs. There are so many teams that are interested in this guy, and the Cavs could be the best bet for him if he wants to play on a competitor that is the best team of all of them. I mean, the Cavs are a 64-win team, and yes, they lost in the playoffs, but they've proven themselves as a good regular season opponent, a good regular season team overall, and that this guy could take them over that top notch because you can add in a small forward, power forward defensive depth. So now it's time to break down some things about his game, like his flaws. He has a defensive rating of 116 in his career, which is bad. 119 is a very big problem on the defensive side, but thankfully his footwork's a little questionable around the perimeter on defense, but he is a good post defender because he's super strong, super athletic, and that's what I love about him is that he can play that power forward position and help with interior defense when Mobley and Allen go soft, and that's what I love. And this was a Sixers beat writer wrote for next season. He needs to continue to improve on the defensive side of the court. He is a great forward and has the strength necessary to defend down low, but will need to continue to improve his footwork and his positioning. However, with all the hard work that Yabu put into making his NBA return, I have no doubt that he will be able to build on this excellent year. He gave him a grade A for his performances on the Sixers, and that's coming from a Sixers beat writer, so I trust his opinion on this. So we have to take this into account that, yes, he needs to improve his defense, but he is still super physical, super athletic, and that could allow for a lot of things to open up and just fill in a lot of needs that are so desperate for the Cavaliers, especially in the playoffs when they go soft. You could throw in a physical guy that can really be intimidating and put his body on the line, that's so willing to put his body on the line. I mean, this is a pickpocket clean on Anthony Davis, and then guess what? Bronny James, the son of the king and a defensive monster, Anthony Davis, are going to meet him at the rim. He is so physical, so willing to do anything it takes on the defensive side to get a stop, and that's what I love about Yabu's game, and it fits so well on the Cavs and what they need in the playoffs. This is the one free agent that could really take them over the top. This is a absolute stud. Dunking on LeBron James, definitely. I don't want to say that that's his whole career because it's not. He played in Boston, as I showed you when I showed you the defensive ratings. He played for Boston for 2 years. Didn't really get that chance. He took a big break from basketball. Played in Madrid, not from basketball. He took a break from the NBA, played in Madrid, had a phenomenal Olympic run, and then showed out for the Sixers in 70 games. 27 minutes per game is high quality. That's starter level minutes or six-man level minutes. And it was pairing that with 11 points. I mean, this is just a phenomenal basketball player that could really, if you can get him from somewhere between $5 to $8 million, if the Cavs could somehow work with that with the second apron, with their salary cap, then they will get an absolute robbery and rob the entire league of what is one of the hottest free agents right now. We want Gershon Yabusele to be a Cleveland Cavalier. It's just, can they manage to get him? Dan Gilbert and Koby Altman work some magic to acquire this guy, because this guy is an absolute beast, and it would be a robbery if the Cavs can acquire him. So I hope you guys learned about who Gershon Yabusele is and why the Cavs could rob the NBA by acquiring him. And if you did, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Even if you didn't, I hope you guys just had some fun watching this. And go ahead and hit the subscribe button, join this community, because we push out every single bit of Cavs content. And I want you guys to understand the Cavs could rob the NBA if they get this hot free agent. But if you guys are watching this past the holiday, I hope you had a great holiday. And of course, I'm Atkinson.